Yes, we're going to be preparing seafood right now, the safe way, what to look for in this seafood and how to find safe seafood that is not contaminated. We talked about that in the previous segment. Now we're going to prepare a dish, and we have aprons on today.
Yes,
I've got mine all squished up. You can read yours.
Accurate care. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
So eat right, get lots of fluids, get lots of sleep, and get adjusted. Everyone should do that and they feel great.
And you can have one of these aprons if you do what?
If you go onto my website, www.caringpainrelief.com, and sign up for my email newsletter, not only will you get the shrimp recipe, but
the one we're doing today.
Yes, this is the authentic shrimp cocktail, Mexican shrimp cocktail recipe. But the 5th person who signs up for the internet newsletter will receive a free apron.
Excellent.
So we'll contact you, we'll ship it out to you.
Excellent. How do we start?
Okay, you're starting with shrimp. Basically, depending on how much you want and how many leftovers that you would like, 3 to 4 pounds of shrimp. In here for the show, I've put about 2 pounds in.
I can't imagine there being leftovers.
Oh, I know.
Unless you made a ton.
It
Okay,
does, and it
go
goes
ahead.
on. It's almost, this is similar to a gazpacho, very similar to that with shrimp in it.
Okay.
I'm going to have a disclaimer on the clamato or clamato, is that this is wonderful. I cannot duplicate this. We were talking about this in break. This is what they use for this. However, it does have high fructose corn syrup. I'm adamantly against high fructose corn syrup. However, under the circumstances, I've tried organic tomato juice, I've tried agave syrup to put in there to sweeten it up. Doesn't work. So I recommend using this the first time. Of course, eating it in balance. You're not going to have this every day. And then see if maybe you can duplicate something else like a V8 or something on your own. But it is fantastic. You can use either the picante, which is the spicy one, or mix it with the regular one as well, depending on how hot you like your food.
I like spice.
There you go. So you would use the picante. We're going to start out with the shrimp. I will add this all here at the end. We've got the celery here.
Chopped?
Chop these all up. This is about 2 to 3 stalks.
Or minced? I guess that's more chopped.
Yeah, chopped
That's
up.
more chopped.
You've got your red onion.
Okay. Red is sweeter. I like
know,
red.
it's so good,
Red
it's
is
pretty.
really, yes, and it's pretty.
Chopped cucumbers,
Okay.
and depending on the size of the seeds, you may want to seed the cucumber. Some people don't mind them. This was the English style cucumber.
I was going to say, I was going to ask if it was.
Yeah,
We can
and
use
so I
that.
just shaved out a little bit of the seeds, but basically you get much more yield through your cucumber that way. I like those.
And it looks like?
Jalapeno.
Yes.
Now, depending again on how hot you like your food, this one, I've already tasted this jalapeno, not too bad, so it's a half of a medium-sized jalapeno. If you want more, go right ahead and
This
add it.
is the taste test time.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I mean, well, you have to taste for the
Yes, you have
how
to
hot you want it. You just can always add more, so I would go gradually into that. Whenever I'm using something hot, I go, although I like hot, it usually
love
can't be
spicy.
too hot, but you should go gradually into that. Avocado?
Avocado. Again, depending on either A, your liking, or B, your, can I get this out of here?
You do it the dramatic way.
Yes.
I love it.
Depending on how much you like, and again, your budget, if they're on sale, if they're ready, sometimes you'll go to the market and they're just so green.
Expensive sometimes.
Exactly. So they seem to be on sale yesterday, so I picked up 2 organic ones, and I get to just put those right in.
Speaking of organic, your thoughts on organic. We have various people on the show, many people with expertise on organic or not organic or whatever their thought may be on it. And so many people, it comes down to, you know, your fruits and your vegetables with a thin skin. I'm really adamant on doing organic on that. If I'm picking up a cantaloupe or a watermelon or maybe even a banana, I'm not as strict on it being organic. I don't know if I'm in la land on that, and I think because the rind is so thick that it's not going to permeate my...
Well, bananas can go either way, and the easiest thing, again, there's another downloadable thing you can carry around. There's another website called ewg.org, and they have what's called the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. So they have the Dirty Dozen fruits and vegetables that must be consumed organic because there's so many pesticides. And even they say if you have...
Strawberries are big on that one, isn't
and
it?
if you just gave up one of them, I believe there are 8 to 10 pesticides in your life you will have gotten rid of by just not having that fruit or vegetable.
Really?
Yeah, with pesticides in it, right.
Okay.
So they're Dirty Dozen, and then the Clean 15 are ones that are pretty clean either way, and they're pretty safe. And of course, bananas are okay. So you don't have to go to the organic banana.
You get there by going dirtydozen.org?
EWG.org.
Oh, what is it?
EWG.org.
Okay.
It's Environmental Working Group.
Excellent. Should I be stirring?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. And this is our seafood gazpacho.
Yes.
I guess that's
well,
what we can
it's basically Mexican shrimp
Right,
salsa,
okay.
but I mean shrimp cocktail, but
It's like-
these are really good today.
Okay.
And now
I'm
we
glad to
get-
know that site, though. That's very interesting.
And very easy. It's a no-brainer at that point. So again, once you're at the market and something's on sale, you look it up. If it's on the Dirty Dozen and it's not organic,
You
don't do
might
it.
better pass.
Could you hold this for me?
Yes.
This is the lemon. We're just going to put in some lemon from either half to a full, again, depending on how juicy your lemon is.
Lemon and lime makes the pop for seafood or any type, really any type of salsa.
Exactly. Oh, it brings it right out.
That's what you need.
Okay, I think that'll do for today.
Okay.
And now that you've got all this mixed in,
Okay.
we've already shaken the clamato.
And we're just doing this for to incorporate.
Exactly.
Okay.
And again, depends on how much you started out with and how soupy you might want it. We also tend to make it the night before because then all the flavors just
Oh,
meld
yes.
together and it's wonderful.
That's like potato salad. The next day, your potato salad is always the best.
Sure,
It
I
has
know.
to marry. Those flavors have to really marry.
There they go. And I'm
Okay.
also going to chop in a little bit of fresh cilantro.
Okay, and they can find this recipe if they go to, I'm going to say,
You have to sign on to caringpainrelief.com
okay.
and sign up for the newsletter, and I'll get this newsletter to you, and in the newsletter tomorrow will be the recipe to this.
And of course, this is delicious, going to be delicious. I just know it is. But the main message today is, of course, carrying that little pamphlet really with you and shopping wisely and smartly when it comes to safe seafood, what you should purchase. And again, we got the tip for the Dirty Dozen, and what is it? The Clean?
The Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen, that's on EWG.org. And by the way, on there, they also have a tuna calculator where you can plug in your weight and whether you're male or female, and it will tell you how much tuna in cans you should be eating per week to not get too much mercury poisoning.
Because we know there's mercury in it, and I just love tuna in a can, but you have to be aware of that. Lisa, thank you, honey. Thank you
Sure.
so much.
you're welcome.
Great
This is great.
information. Love
Sure.
having you. When we come back, it is Walk MS, but first it's time to talk about one of our sponsors, Hacienda Inn, right here in Prescott. And since 1927, the Hacienda Inn has been the grand jewel. And when I say the grand jewel, there is nothing that can compare with it. It is the grand jewel of Prescott. You have the luxury of a vintage room. You have entertainment. It's just steps from the courthouse plaza. You have the reds and you have the white wines and you have fabulous food in the Peacock Room. You have everything you need for a getaway. Whether you live here, get away in town, or get away from Phoenix, come up to the Hacienda Inn.